Hi, and we are here in another hangout, this time with Dimitris Ronovsky. It is not our first hangout, and we are always talking about networking and very, very practical advices to get what you want from networking and go beyond your expectations with networking. So we have like 6 fast advices to help you get the most from networking. And as always, I give the preference to Dimitri that will tell us one of the ways that you can have contacts with benefits and get the most of your network. So Dimitris, your turn.
Thank
Kalimera.
you. Calimera, Calimera. Thank you, Filipe. It's a wonderful title. I love it. Contacts with benefits. I believe that a lot of people create networks, but they don't really know how to extract the value out of it. And the thing is the following. Before I start, I would like to mention that in order to make the most out of your network, you need first to understand it. For that reason, I have developed a methodology to analyze the network of executives and business people from a business environment. And one of the things that came out clearly during the creation of the assessment tool was that in order to analyze the strength of your network, you need to break it down to 2 different areas. The first, of course, is your capability of creating a network. What are your strong and weak points, behaviors, habits, how your professional environment helps you, and other topics. The second one is your capability of extracting value out of the established network in a sustainable way. To do that, you need to ask yourself if you have created the right foundations for your network to support you, if you have established the right communication channels, if you come to the mind of your network at the right time. So 2 points. First, are you strong in building the relations? And second, how easy it is for value to come back to you. A person who knows a lot of people but has the feeling that his network doesn't really bring him value and opportunities usually needs to improve the second part, extracting value. A person that knows a lot of people but has problems finding a job, understandings of how to extract that kind of value from his network. Now, with that in mind, my first message is the following. Clarity is king. What your contacts need to know is the following. They need to know 3 things about you. The first one is your goals. And for them to know your goals, you need to be able to communicate them clearly. You need to be able to tell them, this is what I'm trying to achieve. The second part they need to understand is your challenges. In order for them to understand your challenges, again, you have to be able to clearly communicate that. Most people go to networking events, talk with other people, and they are not really clearly communicating what are the goals and what are the challenges. If you don't do that, people will not be able to help you. And this is the third way that you can actually extract value, by providing information about ways to help you. If you have managed to identify 3 main ways that people can help you, and you manage to communicate that to your network, then you increase your probabilities of someone actually identifying these opportunities and connect them with you. So basically, clarity is king. Tell them about your goals, tell them about your challenges, and tell them about ways that they can help you.
Hey, thank you. And let me add to one thing. I normally say that the main rule of networking is sharing. You have to share before starting to get stuff from your network, because sometimes people think, okay, networking is like a predator. You have to go there and get stuff. Actually, it's the reverse. You share first. And you can share context, you can share experience, you can share knowledge. And another thing that is very important, you can share your own story. People will remember better your story than yourself, like the person that you are, because everybody says, well, this guy is the guy that does this, because they associate it to a story. So sharing is very, very important. And Dimitris, your second one.
Well, the second one is something very basic. If people don't remember you at the right time, then they might as well never have met you, right? And the question here is basically, how do you make people remember you at the right time? I will try to approach it from a completely different angle. I love to study how habits are created and changed. And I would like to share with you how you can use that to your advantage. Now, triggers are the foundations of habits.
Mhm.
It's habit, in order to be formed, needs a trigger and a reward. Many years ago, I tried to make people buy toothpaste. That nowadays everybody uses toothpaste, or at least they should, but it wasn't always like that. People just didn't remember about toothpaste, neither when they were in the store nor at home. So one clever marketeer actually created a very interesting advertisement. He realized that almost everybody, after finishing lunch, uses his tongue to feel his teeth, like that. He also realized that when you do that, after you eat, you feel that you have some kind of a film on your teeth. And he told people that this film destroys their teeth. And then the sales skyrocket. So he used a common trigger, something that we all do, in order to remind people at the right time, right after lunch or dinner, to wash their teeth. So it works the same way with conversations. Imagine you just help the client improve his business development results. The most basic thing you can do is to have a quick discussion by saying, imagine you met a friend for lunch and they happen to ask you how your business development department goes. What would you say about me? These are your questions. This way you try to plant a reaction to a trigger. People need to remember you when they talk to others about the topics that you want to be known for. Another example is a personal one. I want people to remember two things about me. I understand how to build relations, trust, and eventually networks in order to help companies improve their business development, marketing, sales, and to build communities. Moreover, I'm strong in combining pieces of a business puzzle and finding synergistic effects. So I can start with a basic idea and structure, the approach all the way from strategy down to daily actionable items. Basically, I'm good in understanding what needs to be done to transform an idea into actions and how to identify and connect with the right people to support implementing the plan. So actions and people. This is my message. I know companies are struggling to find people with leadership capabilities that can start things. Most managers will bother their executives 20 times per day and won't take initiatives. And when they find an obstacle, they won't try to build relations that can help them solve it. So whenever I meet someone and I find the opportunity, I ask them, if you know a company that needs a person who can take an idea and strategically act to achieve the purpose while building the right relations, please do not keep me a secret. I'm interested. My purpose with that phrase basically is to input a trigger in the person's head. I want whenever they are in a situation where they see that a project isn't working, isn't moving, someone is frustrated, I want them to remember me as the person who can give solutions. One word of advice, you have to make the message really, really simple to be sure it is memorable. In my case, the message is basically two things. I can transform ideas into actions. I'm capable to build trust relations. The trigger is simple and occurs often. Situations where leadership capabilities are necessary and when either the proactive action or the right people are missing. I would suggest no more than 3 simple messages. People forget easily. And I want you to know that this is really scalable. I mean, you can boost the referability of your whole company. You can actually create this kind of messaging for all your employees. And by all employees, I don't just mean your business development, marketing, or sales units. People expect these kinds of messaging from them. Their impact. If you have a hotel, for example, each and every person working for you can boost your results. People just have to memorize a couple of sentences that you can just carefully craft using referability or virality criteria, and then they can just start using them. So you suddenly have tens or hundreds of people bringing results and building the foundations of referrals, and they can do it easily multiple times per day. By the way, if you need further information on your messaging, feel free to contact me. I love to study communications. I would love to help you craft a nice message for that. Filipe, back to you.
Thank you very much. It is timing is and the message. It's just like advertising. You were talking, and I was thinking, this is advertising because why you have outdoors on the street is because you want to trigger something in a certain moment, and the outdoor has now huge explanation about the service. You want to trigger a thing in that moment, and networking is a lot like that. But also is, and this is my second one, is never underestimate the contact. Meaning like this, many times people go to certain places and they think, okay, I want to talk with this big shot, this big shot, this big shot. And when they come across somebody that is not a big shot, somebody that they don't get much information about, they are like, okay, I don't have much time, bye-bye. And you don't get any interest about. You might have a lack of time. Yes, you might. But what I normally say, if you have 30 seconds, give really good 30 seconds. It's better than giving 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 minutes that you are really not paying attention, because you are saying, yes, tell me more about it, and you are like, yes, that's very interesting, tell me more. And because you are looking to where are the other people going or something like that. So it is better to give these 30 seconds, because you never know what is the network behind one person, whatever that person is. And sometimes you get a surprise. I do remember when I was in at university, I was working with a student board and ISEC, and getting sponsorships. And one of the things that it was my technique to get more sponsorship is that I would value very much the secretaries and the personal assistants that would give me 1 minute, because they were the door. Many times I didn't even talk with the person that decided the sponsorship. I only talked with somebody in the middle, and that was enough. And I was not focused in going all the way to the top. I was focused in going to the people that opened the door to the people at the top, and that was it. So they were the biggest connection that I had. And I think that most of the time people didn't care about them. They just, no, I want to talk with, and I didn't do like that. So I got the sponsorships. I was like getting good numbers in sponsorships and in college with that. Back to you, Dimitris, your third and last.
Very nice, very nice. Well, basically, what you said brings an image to my head. It's like someone that wants to get into a room and he doesn't care about the door. I think most people are like that. They don't care about the door. They don't care about making sure the door is open. They just want to go to the last person. They want to get into the room. And this is basically what you're talking about, the people that can open doors for you. And basically, everybody that we meet during our daily life can actually be our referral partner, the person that actually connects us with the value that we want him to connect us. And with that, I want to go to the last part. I want to ask you a simple question. The easiest ways to become referable. A simple example. Imagine that you want to capture value out of your network to help your company grow or to help your career grow. Have you mapped all the clients that love you and all the people who have already given referrals? Or all the people have already connected you with someone that you want to be connected? Do you know who are the people that you met through a referral? Do you say thank you to people that introduce you to people with which you really hit it off or had business transactions with them? Do you ask people that other people introduce you to thank them for the introduction and let them know that it went well? All those people I suggested are the people that are most likely to introduce you because they already love you, they already trust you, or they have already given recommendations in the past. So if you want to basically get value out of your network, you need to be sure that you're actually communicating this value to the people that are already there to help you, already willing to help you, or that they already have helped you before. Build it up. And remember the phrase I used before. I said that if you know a company that needs a person who can take an idea and strategically act to achieve the purpose while building the right relations, please do not keep me a secret. I highly suggest start using this sentence more and more, because this way you basically let the people know that you want them to talk about what you're doing. Please do not keep me a secret. Try to use it. Filipe, back to you.
Thank you very much. And my last one actually connects with your first one, because, and I think it's the most important actually. I left it to the last. You have to have a clear idea what is your mission and vision, because I normally give this example that networking is like driving a car. You can driving a car is absolutely fabulous, but it's the main cause of death in the world is car accidents. So if we start thinking, Is it good or bad? It can be good or bad. So networking is exactly the same. You can get a lot of things that you don't want because you don't have an idea of what you want. You are you don't have a clear purpose, and people will give you what they think that you want if they give you something. So this is a huge problem because many times people think that it's like a question of faith. You go to a place, you talk with some people, and somebody will sort out your life. Nobody will sort out your life. You have to sort it out. So it is very important that before we engage with any type of networking activities, you have a clear idea of your purpose. Because also, if you have a clear idea of your purpose, you communicate in a completely different way. You are much more passionate about what you do, what you want to do. Then if you have, well, I can do this, I can do that, I can do more or less that. So that's one of the biggest issues, because many times people concentrate in, okay, these are the techniques, use them. Okay, it's like giving you a car and say, go, and where to? I don't know. So this is the same thing. So Dimitri, any final comments, suggestions, something that you want to add?
Sure, just want to sum it up. Be clear about your vision, as you said, be clear about your goals, your challenges, and the ways that people can help you. Then identify what triggers and messages you need to use so people can remember you at the right time. And then go through the path of the least resistance. Help people willing to refer you, to talk about you, to do it more often. And help them see your appreciation. That's a huge feedback. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Dimitri. Always a pleasure. And as you can notice, one of the things that we talked from the beginning is that we should be more short and more direct to the point. And I think we did great this time. So thank you very
Try
much.
getting better.
And till next hangout that we will have. Thank you very much.